What's going on, everybody? We've got another off-race crazy matchup. It's gonna be the green Protoss, yellowjellow, and the red Terran, TimboSlice. Once again, both players maining Zerg, but they do not want to play a ZVZ, so they are playing a TVP. Timbo going for the in-base supply depot, so not going to be walling off. yellowjellow going to be throwing down a low ground pylon. And he's going to start off with a gateway. Forge soon after. On the side of the Terran, just gonna be barracks. He is getting a gas, but only mining with 2 SCVs. I wonder if that's intentional or a mistake, as he is throwing down a second barracks. Side of Protoss, Forge has finished up, so he's going to get a cannon, and I'd expect to see a cybernetics core very shortly. There it goes. And Timbo with the first barracks going to start a Reaper. He has put the third SCV onto this gas, so perhaps it was just a mistake earlier. And behind that, he's gonna get his expansion. It'll be earlier than the Protoss, in fact, and actually, I wonder if this cybernetics core is blocking the Protoss expansion. It does look like it might be close. I wonder if you can put a nexus there. yellowjellow, can you show us? And it looks like it is blocking because the nexus has not started. Oh no. Now yellowjellow is attacking his own cybernetics core. At least start a new one somewhere else first, yellowjellow. Hello? Are you gonna make your backup? Now the Reaper is gonna be hopping on in, and no defenses out of yellowjellow. Oh no. This is a disaster. 1 probe already down, 2 probes down, 3. And he's gonna try to go for this round, not gonna make it. Zealot comes to try to help out, but it's so slow, and it's a melee unit, so there should be no way that the Zealot gets a kill, but the probes do surround one of the Reapers. Second Reaper still alive and kicking. 5 probes have gone down so far. Timbo microing his heart out. Look at this stutter step micro. Behind this, Marines and combat shields on the way. Macro falling behind a little bit as Timbo's starting to float his resources. But this is just so annoying. yellowjellow not able to defend against this. All he has are zealots. Doesn't even have his cybernetics core to make stalkers. And now this Reaper just gonna hop on out of there. yellowjellow gonna sit his zealots here for defense in case the Reaper decides to come back in. But for the early game, I would put the lead in the Terran side of things, as he is getting a nice Marine Marauder army. And Timbo says, yikes, what was that for? Maybe he jumped in and took a couple hits from the Zealots. Now, yellowjellow gonna finally start his warp gate research off of his second cybernetics core. I'm gonna throw a pylon in the middle of his mineral line? What is up with that? It's a very odd location for a pylon. And going for shields. Interesting. I suppose all Protoss units and structures have shields, so perhaps that is the inspiration behind this upgrade. Nothing else coming down for yellowjellow. Only one gateway, one cybernetics core, and one forge. That's a bit odd. You're going to need a little more than that, yellowjellow. Floating a lot of resources himself, 400 and 600. Now finally getting a second gateway and a robotics facility. Timbo producing off of 3 barracks, 2 factories. He's floating a lot of resources himself though, could use a few more production facilities. Throws down a scan to see what yellowjellow has. The answer is not much. 5 zealots. And that's about it. This one pylon in the mineral line, still not sure what that was for. This probe snoozing on the job. Alright, cannon going to go down in the mineral line. And still nothing but zealots out of yellowjellow. Timbo with a pretty diverse bio army, Marine Marauder, and some siege tanks. One of the best defensive units in the game, those siege tanks. And what kind of upgrades do these guys have? Only combat shields out of our Terran player, not even going for stim. Interesting choice. Stim, one of the best upgrades for bio playing Terran. And no concussive shells either for the Marauders, the 2 Marauders. And yellowjellow gonna tech up to a Twilight Council, still just a few zealots and stalkers. Gonna send an observer across the map to finally spot the Terran side of things. And look, it's just been all single player so far from yellowjellow. Reaper gonna try to come in but gets cleaned up by the cannon. And now yellowjellow going for a 3rd base already. See what he decides to get. Is he going to research something with this Twilight Council, or is that only a means to an end for High Templars or Dark Templars? It's going to be Zealot Charge. Very strong upgrade. Allows the Zealots to close the distance quicker. And do they actually do damage with the charge? I'm not entirely sure. But Timbo going to be moving out with a pretty sizable force. Lots of Marines. Only 2 Marauders and 3 siege tanks. Those are going to be the difference maker here. Is yellowjellow going to be able to hold this? I'm not sure. This is a very scary Terran army. Maybe if he gets the siege tanks before they're sieged, but no, now they are sieged, and that is going to be bad news for the Protoss player, who does have +1 attack, +1 shields. Terran has 1-1 for his infantry, so they're pretty evenly matched in terms of upgrades. yellowjellow gonna try to go for the fight, but 3 siege tanks dish out a lot of damage, and GG. Wow. Timbo taking that victory.